Welcome back to Season 3, guys. You might notice that this screen looks a bit, well, bland, I guess, unless you're a horse. This is very uninteresting. What I actually thought I'd show you first is the creator. You can see here, it says map, and builder. So this is something that came with a disc of the game. I don't know if you can get this, just download it as a mod or something. But this is essentially what stood for a sandbox in 1998. And as we all know, the original Caesar 3 was actually closer to the Roman Empire than Cleopatra was to something. So this was actually quite a novel thing. So it lets you create everything. You got like trees and stuff. Ooh. You can create your water. You can change your brush size. So you can create big water. I mean, not actually that big. To be fair, this map is, I purposefully chose an enormous map, and living up to its name, this map is enormous. So we can quickly scribble in a load of water, some little islands. Now, I always liked, if I was on the coast, to have my water, if I was creating a coast, to have my water going all the way up to the edge. So you don't have anything like that, because that implies that there's something else going on out there, and whilst it adds quite a nice bit of like sort of mystery and intrigue, it's not what I want. It doesn't look right. If I'm having coast, I want the coast, for Christ's sake. Ooh, that wouldn't exist like that. So yeah, let's create a nice little river mouth, and take it all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Boom. What I could do here, if I was being really dick, is just have enemies attacking from this side, and they just sit there, and I'd be like, ha 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 ha. Right, so let's pull this down. I'm not making it looking incredibly geographically, obvious. Will they be able to cross over there? I'm sure at some point. So then let's put a tiny bit of land up here, just to make sure. Oh wow, that was too much. Tiny bush, please. Small bush. I love that they've distinguished the difference between tiny and small. Let's pull it across there. So they can definitely cross there. Oh, I thought I was still drawing water in. Apparently not. And then we'll pull that in there, so we can definitely cross there. And if that wasn't enough, we can now definitely cross there. Maybe we'll pull it across a bit. They'll definitely be able to cross there as well. No, maybe not there. Whoop. Just so that you have a few options for the crossing, shall we say? Right. This side, what do I want? One downside here is that because this is obviously a very primitive creator, the trees actually override some of the lands. If I go up here, see it's creating new land. But I want a nice woodied bank, a little clearing there, maybe a little knoll. It's a word you don't hear that often, isn't it? Knoll. When I'm creating forests, I feel like the mother of all gods herself. What? The mother of all trees, surely. Yeah, so let's go into a smaller brush so I don't get as many of these big inner foresty trees. Like just whoop and whoop and whoop and whoop, and that looks really weird. Whoop, 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 whoop. So I'm trying to mimic the forest like thinning out here. I don't think I'm doing a very good job of it. I just seem to be putting in squares of trees. They're very square, aren't they? Oh well, it's okay. So yeah, we've got a nice big forest. And up here, I think what we're going to have actually is mountains. So you can even draw in a big ass. Oh no, that's rocks. Ha ha! I didn't actually mean to do that. Where's the raised land? Here we go. So we're going to have a big ass. Oh my. Something's gone wrong with my mountains. That looks precipitous as fuck, doesn't it really? So, oh. This bit's tricky. Oh god, it's all going horribly wrong. So yeah, we're gonna have a nice raised bit here, and the trouble with raised bits is that you cannot build very far on them because of water problems. You can't get aqueducts up, but there's space for an aqueduct there. You can obviously have an aqueduct on this side. Can I can I just grass that down a bit, please? Thanks. Yeah, that's essentially written off land now, isn't it? So let's put a few rocks around it just to try and bed it in a bit. A few rocks over here just to try and really, yeah, this place is the rocks. It's like the bomb, but rockier. Okay, so our road from Rome is going to come. Yeah, in there and down. Oh, wrap around the side of the mountain. We haven't decided what else we're doing, so for now, I'll pull it down like that. Woo! God, this is a huge map, isn't it? I forgot how big this was. And down there. And we're going to set up people points. So they enter. Exit. Oh, have the exit point here. The boat entry and exit point. So if we're nabbing traders that come down to the sea, we'll have the entry point here. And the exit, again, all the way at the bottom of the map. Unless we want some sort of counter current flow system going out. Fuck that shit. Alright, so that will allow the driftwood to come in and make its way down our river. So next we need some access ramps, because otherwise this is completely inaccessible. So good thing to know is that Roman times these come with pre-built access ramps. So when you move into your charming location, you do actually get the ramps readily installed. So I'm going to readily install them. Not an earthquake, not yet. So we'll have one there. We'll have one tucked in here. We'll put a bit of rockage up here with a few little outliers. And then cut a little road through. I just realised, so that bridges can go around. There we go. And a few trees. Beautiful. And what's stopping you from being trees? Trees. It's a very leafy place. You can build any sort of map. I realised that I hadn't exactly... Oh, put down some fields. I haven't exactly shown you guys anything other than you know, grassy stuff, I feel. Alright, let's actually change this straight away to desert. Brilliant. So everything we've just created is now a desert thing. You also have, that's a central province, you also have a northern province where everything looks a bit miserable and rugged and cold and like home. And now we've got a desert province where everything looks a bit foreign and definitely scrubby and cactusy and bare. So there's lots of things you can do. One of my favourite things about the desert one is, for example, having a tiny little... So we've got like little things there. We've got like some farmland. Oh, how lovely. How a lovely place this is for people to live. A little oasis in the middle of a desert. And now, look, people live here, and these won't be our own people. These will be foreign people. Well, I was about to say foreign people. We're the foreign people. We're the Romans. These are local people who just want to live here on their own. We give them all little farms. You've got a farm, you've got a farm, you've got a farm. They've all got farms. It's lovely. How charming. How quaint. How very quaint. You can link yours up, actually. Oh, super productive. So they've all got their own farms. These guys especially have their own block of farms, and you'll have people walking around here quite nicely, and if you encroach on their territory they'll attack you, but you can send missionaries to get them sort of converted to Rome, and then they'll start trading with you and you all kind of just about get on. So yeah, the other advantages of this is you can go really detailed. You can have an earthquake point, so I can be a dick and set an earthquake like there. No earthquakes are scheduled. I'll get to it. You can set invasion points, multiple different places. You can set fishing points. So for example, I can put fish. So that's where the little seagulls fly around. Herd points. So I believe in the desert it's zebras. So some zebras will be walking around for your towers to shoot. Thanks, guys. Where the real detail comes in is this. Starting conditions. You can set your rank all the way up to... Oh, proconsul, I believe it went up to there. console. Pro console, yes. The date, the funds, all of this. Requests. So these are where the emperor goes, oh, I want 99 of oil, and you're fucked. You can also choose the enemy out of a huge long list of people. So the Judeans, invasions like all the fucking time from a random point. I can't remember seeing that. That's good. And you can say what they want to attack, whether you, gold, whatever. It's a fully detailed little thing. You can even knock off certain buildings. So if you want a real challenge, no farms. You have to import all of your food. Apart from fish, I believe. Which I don't know if you can... Yeah, you can even knock off fishing walls. So there you go. You have no food of your own. If you really wanted a big challenge, alternatively, you can make the most peaceful thing ever. And it's essentially like a sandbox. Win criteria... Special events, so you can have a revolt of your gladiators, change of emperor, problems, all of these things. And price changes. This is a level of detail here. You can say marble rises by 5 denarii in 9 years. This is literally, I think, what once the developers have made the base game, what they used to make the levels. This is ridiculous. You can even choose your picture for it. Oh, some lovely pictures there. I might use one for a thumbnail next time. Oh, barbarians. Don't want them, do we, fellas? It's a massively, beautifully detailed little creator. And you can choose where you are, so you know, I guess, what trade you can have. So here, for example, you have, they sell wheat, fruit. They sell wheat and fruit, so you wouldn't starve, even though, you know, we'd set ourselves to not have any means of growing food, as long as you get trade. So that would be vitally important. Anyway, let's exit that and move on to the next part of this more review type video. Okay, now one thing I noticed when playing this, just myself, because this is something I do like to play in my free time, is that this is an old game, so autosaves are a nope. If you remember at the end of the last video, we just finished the engineer. The problem is that of course it immediately went to the next level, which is architect, which meant that if I reload engineer now, yeah, this looks a bit different, doesn't it? It loads it from the time I physically last saved it. So if I wanted to go back to my lovely little engineer city, I can't. So you have to save it just before you win, and then if you want to go back to it, you can. Bit annoying, but things were different back then. I could continue the career, I could go with architect, however I thought I'd show you a third amazing thing on this game, which is city construction kit. This sounds like the creative mode, it isn't. So here you have essentially predefined non-career levels. So for example, you have enormous, no military, honour the gods, etc, etc. It's besiege standard. So here you can kind of choose a scenario to do. What I ideally want to do is find a desert province with lots of, some military activity. Oh, somewhat easy. We don't want that. We don't want that, do we, fellas? So you can even found London if you want. Northern, central. There is a scarcity of desert, isn't there? I guess the Romans didn't go too far south. So we have desert, no military, desert, some military, desert besieged, and desert, no military. So it's that's somewhat easy, that's standard. I was really wanting a good fight. What has the most? Hard, many. Hard, some. Easy, many. I'll go back to you once I've decided, guys. Okay, I think we're going to go with this one. It's the central provinces again, which I was feeling a desert, you know what I mean? But it's got many invasions likely, and it's a hard one. So what I'm going to do with this one is, oh my god, this looks like an absolute ball ache. So, let's choose where to set up shop. Can't do it over here. Oh, some zebra, some very densely packed zebra. Zebra. I think we're going to set up shop. Oh, there isn't much farmland, is there? Here? Yeah, let's wrap around this lake. What possible harm could come to us from doing that? Right, so this place is besieged, which means that we are going to get some aggression. And because I haven't managed to show you much warfare, and that is one of my favourite points of the game, I thought I'll build something, set it all going. I will get everything set up and going. Lickety split? I don't know. And then I will come back to you, and we can do a bit of a review, and then we'll be good to plough on into some actual fighting, and that will be the end of Season 3 for now. Right, so things are starting to get underway here. Someone on a previous video, counting T.L.S, said there is a... Ooh, hello. When did you happen? There is a full screen mod you can actually have, and I know there's HD mods out there as well. So if you're wanting to play this, that's definitely worth looking into. I know I'm especially going to look into it. This game is available on Good Old Games. It's also available on Steam. This one's off Good Old Games. It had a few little sound glitches actually when I first played it, but that seems to have worked itself out. I just had a look on some of the fora, yeah, plural of forum, and managed to find something for that. So that's all fixed now. There are fixes out there because it is such a popular little game. Jenny isn't here yet, but I'm sure when she sits down and has a play of this, which will be the remaining episode, she will probably, hopefully, agree with the rankings. And I will see you in a little bit. So you ready? You ready? Jump cut! Alright guys, so I thought I'd bring you back at the only fight I've managed to pick, and it's these guys. Two-Toed Pete. And he doesn't even have a name. No name, let alone a beard. John the Pain, doesn't rhyme. Kenneth the Fastidious. I feel like these two came from very, very different parents in terms of aspirations for their sons. And Strong Arm. Or Strong Arm. Oh, here they go. Oh. Oh! Oh. Well, I guess thank you, Mars. I mean... Oh. So, Mars just killed everyone, which means that I don't even have to fight. So that was the only fight I've managed to pick here. This is supposed to be, like, besieged, or we're supposed to expect military activity. I expected... It has not delivered. I've been sat here waiting. I haven't bothered to build walls. Like, that's how confident I feel in my troops. Tell you what, when I give this one to Jenny to do the part 5 to experience for herself, I could sneakily give her the military ones. When she's done the few little career tutorial 2 levels, then come out, give her that sneaky Central Provinces one, and see how she copes. Although thinking about it, when I was a kid, one of my greatest threats was actually the Emperor Caesar himself. He would get so pissed off with me because I'd always let my denarii go down because I hadn't quite figured out that trade was quite so crucial in keeping your money up. So he'd send his troops in, which looked like these guys, but the blue team. And he'd ransack my city more often than probably any invading army. Ugh. Anyway, it is time for the scores. Woo! Boo, 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 boo. Score of the week. Oh, thank you. I'm not going to lower my weight just because I'm a nice person. Alright, build quality. This game actually runs really well even now. Like, everything has its stuff, everything works, the voices, lovely, everything works. There was an occasional little sound glitch, but easily sorted out. Looks a bit old, but like Counting TLS said, it's still, you can mod it and it is still very pretty. Like, just look at the little details, like there's a little bush in a pot in the corner of the bath, so you can really immerse yourself into this if you want. There's so many. What was it I noticed earlier? Oh yeah, here, look. That's a shield propped up on the wall, and it's still got the same little details. Zoom in on that. I'll zoom in on that. Yeah, it's still got the same little details as has the one up here, as has the little shields down here, which are currently being traded away. It's a wonderful little game, and the fact that things evolve around depending how pretty your city is. So here we've got a nice little bathhouses, some gardens down. And then when you come over here, you've got the fancy baths, and it's a beautiful game, and I love it to bits. However, it is let down by the fact that it is a bit older. It is let down by the fact that shortcuts like P. Never knew that before. Why? Because it doesn't teach you it. And it is mouse only, really. There are those shortcuts like W brings up water. Didn't know that as a kid because they don't teach you it. Other than by hammering the keyboard, you're not going to find that out. So, 3 cogs out of 5. Gameplay combat. It is easy to learn. I found this anything from very easy to very hard as a child. I find it everything from very easy to very hard as an adult. That's actually quite rare. It's intuitive, it's rewarding. There's a lot of ways of playing. However, I am struggling to pick a fight. And I mean, the way to solve that though is by going into the creator and literally picking yourself a fight. So I was originally going to give this 4.5 out of 5, but I think the fact that I want to hit something, you know what I mean, and I can't, and that's frustrating. So I'm going to actually lower that to 4 out of 5. Scale and ambition. I'm not as sure about the time, but it's nothing particularly new. Construction and strategy games have been around as long as games have been around. However, it's one thing done very well, so little point there. And also, it can essentially be infinite gameplay. With the creator, you can pick. Can I move the map? Oh, I can't move the map. Oh yes, I can. Just edge scrolling. With the creator, like I said before, you can pick pretty much any city in the Roman Empire, which is nearly full at this time actually, and you can play it. You can set your own fights, you can set your own trade, you can set your own anything. So that really ups the scale. So I'm going to give it that. I'm going to give it 2. Not the highest, not the lowest. Immersion, yes. Time flies in this game. I'm having to record now before too many fights have happened because I just don't have time today. You can play this for a week, 2 weeks, a month. I've been playing this for 18 years. I've been playing this as long as it's taken people to be born and now getting wasted in uni. Like, it's a good game. However, in terms of characters that you can get involved in, no. Your character is your city. This is what you have. There's no particular story other than the career that builds up if I go on a salary. Like this builds up all the way to either proconsul or Caesar. Those are the first 3 levels. It was amazing when I realised there were that many levels. But that's the career mode. However, there is massive replay value, but if you don't like city builders, you won't like this. So Immersion, overall, 3 out of 5. That's a solid score. 3 smiley faces. Now, impact global. It is little known, generally. But personal, those who play it love it. They really do. There's such a personal, emotional involvement due to the struggle to get a city up and running. I'm not lowering my wages. Stop interrupting me. Sometimes you feel like here, I mean, it's a pretty textbook city. I'm not that in love with this city because I don't feel like I've fought to keep it alive. It's kind of just running itself now. Like, I'll probably put the speed right up. Bunk, bunk. Yeah, and it's kind of... Fucking hell, that's fast, isn't it? Oh, Jesus. And it's kind of running itself. Oh, this guy's bowing for months on end. And, yeah, like, there's nothing bad is happening. April, May... Oh, the current date, so exciting. June. Yeah, so they're see what I mean? Like, I'm just racking in the money. Oh, good. Like, nothing bad's happening. Oh, good. Like, really, I mean, especially since this is one where I was supposed to be besieged or something, so I should be picking a fight here, and I'm not. I'm just sat here. These guys are withering away. These horses are incredibly patient, and to be stood out in the desert sun is quite something. Yeah. So I'm gonna turn that down again because I'm finding it quite distracting. It's running itself now, but I do still love it. I know it's partly nostalgia, so Jenny might revise this a bit because she didn't play it as a kid, I don't believe. But sometimes it can be a real struggle to get things working. And because of the details and the beauty of it, that it does make you love it. So I've given that 4 out of 5 love hearts. Ah, how cute. So yeah, overall, it's about a 3 1/3 stars out of 5. I'll position this. Ta-da! So, 3 1/3 stars out of 5, that's not bad, 66%. Honestly, I was kind of hoping this would come a bit higher. But thinking about it critically, I think it's where it deserves to be. There are plenty of better games out there, there are plenty of worse games out there. And isn't that life in a nutshell, really? Alright guys, well, hang around for a couple of weeks because Jenny will be back in action soon. She's got a much more important job than mine, doing her PhD, so she can't doss around all day like I do. So there will be one more in this, however I'm going to move on to Euro Truck Simulator. The reason that's been a bit delayed is because of throat infections. It's hard to talk when you can barely breathe or swallow. Right guys, I love you lots and I'll see you soon. Bye! Oh, way to wrap up the video, guys, by kicking your fellas out. Get some pottery. It's not hard. Look, there's pots there, there's pots there, there's pots there, there's pots everywhere, there's pots here. Thank you. Book your flipping ideas up, man.